myself, that's me, and Sean. It's a shame it's the last one today, he says, sharing many of your views out there. A lot of you have enjoyed the Vuelta, and it's been a pleasure to be along for the ride, and especially when you see what a fantastic series of stages that we've had. In fact, the top five have very much been together, Sean, when it matters, and Aru's been up there, hasn't he?
Yes, well, he has been in the real difficult stages. The final shake-up, we have seen the top five together quite a lot, and you know, a long ways into the climb, and then slowly we see Aru dropping off, and then it's Joaquim Rodriguez. So you know, the top five in general in the last mountain top finishes we've had, it seems to be they're the guys who are, you know, up there battling it out in those positions.
Chris Froome may not have won a stage, but he really went out for glory in this one. Run up to Valverde, up to Zubia, we remind you. Fabulous performance that was, and that was where he really showed that he was coming to form, getting better of Contador on that day. Valverde was in the leader's jersey at that point. Contador taking it over much later. In fact, it was after the time trial to Borja, where Chris Froome stalled, Sean. That individual time trial, the long one, was really, some would say, where he lost this. Or well, Contador won it, of course.
Yes, you could say either. And when you lose that amount of time against a rider like Contador, it's impossible, as we see for Chris Froome. When Contador takes the advantage, you cannot get rid of him on the mountain top finishes, and that's been the problem for Chris Froome. The time trial was, I think, the big disappointing stage for him.
Joaquim Rodriguez heading in, the man who's targeted this race above all else at the top of the year, and it didn't work out for him. Some real talent came along, and that's a good time. It's one of the best we've seen in the damp conditions, Sean, but for him, that's a brave ride.
Yes, it is. It's a good ride. When you look at the time, some of the other riders coming in, you know, they haven't been able to match that, so he's put up a good performance here.
So, just heading back and casting our minds behind, Valverde, Froome, and of course, champion in waiting Contador, still on the road here. It's almost a shame that the scaffold's up on that great building. We've got a lovely evening starting to reveal itself. It wouldn't matter what the weather was, I guess, to Alberto Contador. He's going to be singing whether it's raining or not. This man, there you are at the split. Sean, he's taking it easy, unlike Valverde, who's absolutely motoring. Look at this.
Yes, we can see Valverde, of course. You know, he's a real good bike handler, and he's going at a good rate here, but I don't think he's going to, you know, push too much in the danger sections here. He's going to knock off his speed quite a lot, where if it's dry conditions, well then, you know, you could go such a much faster rate. You have to knock off your speed here. We can see, you know, on this section, if you come at too high speed, well, the risk of sliding out is enormous.
The bike being called off into that escape road along with the other vehicles, as you can see, save for the Commissar, who'll keep tabs on Alejandro Valverde. And this is, again, a very good time for a man who's not an out-and-out time trialist, but he is quite explosive and a great bike handler. And I think that has meant that he's posting a decent time here today. Check it out. Well, they stopped the clock early. I don't know how they managed to do that. Slippy thumbs, perhaps, but nonetheless, he takes third on the Vuelta. Terrific for him. Dan Waldron says, amazing Grand Tour. Froome showing his resolve. And what can I say about El Pistolero? He's a legend. You're absolutely right. And it was great to see those two going so close. Froome, a nearly man on so many occasions in this race. The run-up to Zubia, did it take too much out of him ahead of the time trial just after the rest day? We can only speculate. But stage 16, what a fantastic battle that was. Contador with Froome in second place. They'd been looking at each other, eyeballing each other. Froome looked to have suffered on Covadonga in stage 15, just ahead of that, but he was back to his best and then started to look like the balance of power had perhaps swung his way away from Alberto Contador in terms of form. Contador finishing second to Aru on stage Froome finishing second to Aru on stage 18, with Contador though still in the top 5 and very much locked together. And then that fantastic stage 20 when Froome tried to shake Contador, who came by him, of course, sitting on his wheel, which is his right as leader to do, and taking victory again. So the two pivotal stages, 16 and 20, was Contador and then Froome. And that's the way it's going to finish. Chris Froome coming by the Pilgrim's Passage, a little covered section so that the rain does not affect those who are at the end of a long journey. And it's been a huge journey, this. It was made 800 years ago by St. Francis of Assisi, which is why we are here on the anniversary of that. And some other great men, albeit from the world of cycling, are here. And just going underneath the air sausages, Chris Froome is going to set a decent time. It's not going to be a winning time today because of the conditions. It rained, so Mallory's time will stand. We know that after the splits that have been coming in. Chris Froome comes home and is a very, very worthy runner-up in a race that he was not expected to be a major feature in, Sean. Well, he has been.
Yes, well, we can see there coming in 12:25, so a respectable time considering the conditions. But I think he played safely out there, and that's what he's got to do in the conditions. And when you see the general classification, but yeah, he's turned this race around from starting out with not the best of shape at all. He's finished quite strongly, and to finish second to a Contador, the form he was in this race, well, it's a big performance. And in any tour over 3 weeks to get on the podium, considering the situations, I think it's a really nice performance from Chris Froome.
We didn't have the battle between Contador and Froome in the Tour de France, but we have had it here, albeit out of adversity. And these guys have reached into the fire and just pulled out something extraordinarily special. We've had two men who were very badly injured, didn't complete the Tour de France. They reformed their campaign and their focus for the end of the season, and they have gone head-to-head in the most spectacular fashion when it mattered, on the stages that mattered, and they are 1 and 2. Well, we were never absolutely sure how that order would pan out until we got to those main mountains. And when we did, we found the man that we're going to crown Vuelta champion. It's Alberto Contador, Sean.
Yes, we can see here on that very fast section, you know, he is taking it easy, but everybody has as well, and we're getting just different images of different parts of the circuit. But you could see Contador on the downhill section, you know, he was knocking off his pace, and you have to do it because of the wet conditions, and it's a matter of getting through this one safely.
Well, it looks like they may well be stopping the clock just a little bit earlier, possibly because of the conditions today, and they're sailing in. Here comes Bertie, and what a sweet victory this is going to be for him. To come back and rebuild your career, essentially. He's had so much success, but Sean, considering where he had to come from to take this one, this is going to be special.
Yes, we can see here, you know, he's given the victory salute. He knows that he has enough of an advantage to nobody going to challenge him for that place, notably of Chris Froome. And what a performance there to come back. And you know, when we look at the Tour de France, we didn't think that we would see him in any race really at this level, and what a performance.